we can get game audio, that'd be awesome. As now the ball is moving across. So, of course, once you pick up the ball, you have a choice with your team. You can kind of slow down, very much like Gravball, when you're tanking and you need to wait and push with your team. Joel's actually about to run this straight in and score that first point. He gets 50 points there for his team, and the blue team goes up 50-0. One thing you'll immediately notice, and I think will be very obvious when you watch this gameplay, is that as Steve had started to talk about, the map plays so much like the Pit in Halo 3, and with remakes, it's a tough balance, right? To make sure that the map is new, uses all the new art.
Whoops. My bad.
And also still plays incredible. So with the addition of things like the Pit boxes that were shown in Forge, the Pit plays extremely well and brings it in. And that's going to be a second touchdown there. They get another 50 points. The blue team now goes up 100-0. And as you see, that ball has a small timer, I believe a 5-second window before it spawns again. And that time the ball respawned down by the classic overshield spawn. So another thing to note is that there is the option to allow the ball to go to different respawn points each time it spawns after a goal, rather than just going back to a central location. Bringing in, of course, just one more element of requiring a team to establish map control. As the blue team once again grabs this ball, they're going to try to move across the map. And one cool thing that I've been trying to do is, that's totally new to the Halo series and Halo multiplayer, is hitting ridiculous throws from different angles on the map, right? Maybe you have no angle at all, but you're able to throw it over a certain ledge at a crazy angle. So it's going to take a lot of work, practice, and mastering these angles to actually become successful. And of course, just like any other mode, but perhaps more than traditional modes, teamwork is obviously a huge element. There's no way you're going to be able to move the ball across the map unless you're working with your team. So map control is going to be essential, as well as having skilled players who know exactly where to run the ball, when to throw the ball, and that. So now it looks like the blue team's about to run in what could be a third capture, but the red team able to sneak it away. And of course, another huge element is if you have it, sometimes you have to use the clear and actually just chuck the ball away from your base if you're in an emergency situation. I just see now he's hanging out around, looks like, the platform area. So another thing you'll see is pretty much, with the exception of the area, and of course that ball melee is going to be a one-hit kill as the blue team's about to run in, I think, their third touchdown. So no throws yet, as the blue team feeling pretty confident, doing really well to run each of their balls in. When you have two close teams, what we've seen is that it's very rare that the teams can actually run the ball in. If you have two teams both kind of controlling this map, of course, Pitfall and the Pit both really relied on central control. This green area, also known as rockets and long haul, there's no way you can, rarely can you win a game without controlling that central area. Of course, that's going to be so important in a mode like Ricochet. Now just over a minute 30 left before this game concludes. But as I was saying, it's so important, though, that teams know exactly when to throw the ball and run the ball in. And when you have two very closely skilled teams, very rarely are they able to actually run the ball in, because you can actually have players who stand up on your platform and are able to intercept the ball. If you're able to dive in front of a ball that's about to go in, you can get the interception medal. Now with just 1 minute left, and it looks like he's going to be able to get the melee, and he gets the score. So that gives the blue team a 200-0 lead, doing quite well for themselves in this match. But of course, also right here around the map, you'll also notice a lot of familiar colors, of course with the training pad still being that familiar yellow. And it looks like red team tried to go for a throw there, and it did not make its way in. That goal is not the entire width of that flag area. It's much smaller. And of course, in Forge, you can customize where you want these areas to be. And what I'm really excited to see is how this mode is embraced by so many different communities. I think it's going to be a huge hit in matchmaking, of course, and of course also within the competitive tournament scene. Really looking forward to seeing what happens there with this mode. And it looks like there's a long throw, and that could bounce in. And did not go in. And so you'll see, you have to be, the ball will bounce, of course, but you have to have a lot of last-second passes. You'll see right there one of the red players getting a goalkeeper medal, defending his goal. Just 5 seconds left in this match. Looks like the blue team is going to close it out here, 200-0. So give your players a round of a hand.
Okay, almost got it.
I will get the the image up here to show you posters. Actually, I believe when you walk out the door, you're going to be getting one of these posters, and we will also be signing them near our booth. This is what you'll be getting as you walk out the door. This poster. Oh, right here. Our lovely booth babe, Che, is showing it off. Thank you, booth babe Che.